Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome back to yet another AFK journey video. So for this Relentless Rumble video, I'll combine both my free-to-play account runs as well as my main account run in this video because there's actually quite a few videos planned out for this week with the new season coming as well as Bonnie with like a whole bunch of things that we want to test and also all the new contents like Relentless Rumble, Combat Crucible coming up as events in the next few days. So we are going to combine this run together with my pay to win one once the global server actually gets this event over here. So this is pre-recorded, and without further ado, let's jump into my best team setup against our dear Cassadee right here. Okay, so for you to get maximum rewards against Cassadee, which is Brawl 3 right here, you will need 35 kills. So personally, for my own free-to-play account, for Brawl 3 we did 57 kills, which I'll say is decently impressive. And with regards to the team that I use, okay, before we jump into the team, let's run through Cassadee's kit first. So Cassadee's annoying part is her ultimate, which deals quite a bit of damage with the ability to control you as well as knock you back. So certain units which is very positional based, like Smokey for example, might be a little bit hindered there, but it's not going to make Smokey a lot less efficient because Smokey's job is to buff, right, and then do damage if possible. So we might not be able to maximize our damage because Smokey might be pushed back, but the heals as well as the buff that Smokey is able to provide is still going to be very helpful here. And then we have the Undercurrent, which is able to do damage as well as knock the enemy up. So this is a control with the Tidal Strength for additional damage. So you need some sort of frontliner or some sort of protection for your front unit to take that initial barrage from Cassadee over here. So you probably need a tank. And for my best team right here, we have Bonnie, right, for the magical damage from the AoE side as a Graveborn. So Graveborn deals more damage against the light bearer right here. And we are going to feature Fresto. So my Fresto is built up all the way to Supreme. I'm probably not going to increase my Fresto level any further because Fresto is good enough at Supreme with EX15 for example. The additional shield from the Enhanced Force is good, but as a free-to-play account, I think the cost is a little bit too much. I'll probably save for Twins, which is going to come soon in Season 3, so stay tuned for that for this account. So that is my Fresto's current outlook, EX10 as well as Supreme. So we're using Fresto as a frontline to tank a little bit better, and then we are using Sonya to buff up our Bonnie for additional damage as well as Smokey for additional heals. So I'm thinking whether or not I want to reposition Smokey a little bit because I might actually want Smokey to benefit from like the better positioning over the buff from Sonya. So right here, okay, we're gonna position Coco here, I guess, because like this will bait the Cassadee to actually use the ultimate in this direction as well, so that my Smokey might be able to channel the ultimate more. And then we are putting Bonnie behind the energy regen Fresto because Bonnie's AoE damage hits really hard against Cassadee because she's a massive damage dealer together with having the factional advantage. So without further ado, let's showcase my best team. We're using Arcane Spell because we have Fresto as the magical damage dealer, and we have Bonnie as well together with Smokey if he's able to channel the third aroma. Okay, so Smokey's safe on the very first ultimate from the Cassadee side. Bonnie's decaying reach is actually insanely good. It's actually jumping around. If you guys cannot see, there's actually this poison effect on Cassadee right here. Okay, so Sonya is buffing up throughout, buffing our Smokey. So Smokey staying in this position is relatively good. It's able to cover quite a bit in terms of the area to benefit most of my units while dealing damage to some Cassadee. Yeah, so not the most optimal positioning, but I think this is fine. So this will give the buff to my Bonnie for that massive ultimate that brings down the HP of the Cassadee, and then Sonya is able to use another round of AoE ultimate to further hit the Cassadee even harder. Okay, so 53. Want to use the ultimate? Nice. 55. Okay, so we didn't get our best. Like our best was 57, but this is the showcase for this team right here. Okay, so Bonnie's damage output together with Sonya. So this is with regards to the best team. So with regards to the substitutes itself, if you don't have Bonnie but you do have Cecile built up, or maybe another Graveborn AoE like Carolina. I think it works as well. So Cecilia is the physical side, while Bonnie is the magical side. So if you're able to use Cecilia, build up Cecilia together with Greatsword spell, you should also be able to do decently well, because Sonia's a physical attacker. So Sonia should be able to sort of do more damage with the Greatsword spell debuff as well. So that's one team. And then if let's say you have Hodgkin, you can actually take out Fresto, throw in Hodgkin, and you have a physical Graveborn team over here, right? Then maybe throw in a Ludovic, for example, for the heals. Then you have like a 3-1 factional bonus. So that could be another team for you guys from the Graveborn side, just for you to have some elemental advantage. You can also use Torrent. I've used Torrent quite a few times, but the issue with Torrent is not exactly super duper tanky. So the initial burst as well as undercurrent over here is able to bring down Torrent really quickly, and then whatever unit is behind or beside Torrent will also melt quickly afterwards. So I feel that Torrent is okay, usable, but you probably need like, I'll say like Valor Shield or some sort of heavy stat artifact level spell to give him more stats. If not, he'll melt quite easily, and then your backline might also follow suit as well. So that's for the Graveborn team recommendation. For the Light Bearer side, I think the usual Corinne together with Sonia should also work, together with maybe Vala, for example, with your heal and sustain. I think that's pretty good. So for this one, Corinne has a shield. Together with your double healers, you should be able to keep your frontline alive. And if your frontline can't be kept alive with all your normal Greatsword spell or Arcane spell, they can try using Valor Shield or even frontline spell for that to see whether or not it can do better for you. So these are the few recommendations for the free-to-play site. Okay, so this is Zeep a few days after the recording. So on this global account right here, we are able to hit the 68 kill mark. So we were really close to the 69 kill, just falling short for a little bit. But for this build over here, we're not going to run Sonia. This will be a Graveborn centric team with regards to the best damage side. So we're going to use Ludovic for the heals, the sustain, as well as a little bit of damage. Bonnie for the AoE damage, as well as the haste down and the attack down on the enemies itself, and all the different debuffs for your magical damage to hit harder. We have Harak to snipe down weakened targets, move around and do a whole bunch of damage. We have Taylin for the massive AoE damage, and then to conclude things, we have Carolina right here for her massive magical damage as well as the magical defense debuff, such that your Bonnie, herself, Ludovic, as well as Taylin can hit harder. So for this team, let me just reposition the units a little bit and let's start the battle. Okay, so for this team itself, I think the key part is whether or not Ludovic can survive till the end, because Ludovic's heal is actually massive to keep Taylin's ultimate channeling, and the longer Taylin can channel the ultimate, the more damage this team can deliver. So right now, I think we are looking decently good. Usually the difference actually comes in near that 50 kill mark, where the Cassadee hits really hard, and depending on the direction where the Cassadee used their ultimate, Taylin could be pushed in an awkward position or pushed into a really good position to continue her skills itself. So right here, I think Taylin's position is okay. All my units are still alive. We are en route to 70 kills, looking really good here with Bonnie's debuff going. Carolina freezing the Cassadee right here. Okay, Bonnie fell, unfortunately, but luckily Carolina as well as Harak still alive. So let's hope we don't get controlled too much. Freeze the guy. Nice. 69 kill, as you guys can see right here. Are we going to get our 70? 71? Okay, so right here we beat our very own record to hit the 71 kill mark over here. So this is the damage distribution with regards to the units. So Bonnie as well as Carolina doing massive damage. And then on top of that, because we have 4 of the strongest magical attackers around in the game right now, that combined with the Arcane spell allows you to have more survival as well as more damage from this ability right here. So that's it for this account. And for the other team, I think if let's say you want to run the physical side, we're just going to do a physical side team recommendation. So for the physical side, obviously you have to rely on the Maulers. So for this one, I think you probably still need Sonia for the overall buffs for the team itself. And then you have the likes of Coco together with Taylin. Yeah, you still need Taylin for the massive AoE. So this is the more physical centric team with Greatsword spell. So this will be for those of you guys who don't have Carolina built up, right? If you start later, you have Carolina built up, you can consider using this team with Sonia, Harak, as well as Shakir, which are all very common units, together with Taylin. Yeah, so this is probably the other better team with regards to this fight over here. So for this one, what I'll say is I think where the Great Sword lands, as well as where Cassadee spawns, will affect your final damage output. Because that sword ability actually does a lot for the team by providing AoE damage with the physical debuff, which allows your physical attacker to snipe off key targets. So right here, unfortunately, our dear Coco actually died, so I don't think we are breaking the 60 kill mark. So this is with regards to the physical team. Okay. So yep, that's pretty much it for this video. The best team is one with Bonnie, Carolina, as well as Ludovic, hitting up to 71 kills right here, which is technically number 1. I think if I lucked out a little bit more, we could be number 1 right here. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do remember to like and subscribe to see more. See you guys again in my next video. Bye guys!